right, everybody. So once again, that was Palm Canyon Drive coming to you from Fraser Valley musician Lil CJ. And I've actually got Lil CJ here in studio. So, Lil CJ.
What's up? What's up? How we doing?
Oh, pretty good. It's good to have you out here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming by the studio for today and taking an opportunity just to talk about your music and what you're working on and everything. What I'm wondering, I guess, to get started is just give us a little introduction to who Lil CJ is.
Yeah, so man, starting out with Lil CJ, I started making music around 2 years ago in February 2024, so that's like 2 years from this month. So I started doing that with one of my homies. He's a producer. If you guys ever see one of my songs and you see Fleet in it, it's that's my producer. That's my homie Josh. So we grew up together, and we actually started out in like his basement. They have like a little studio space. And it was just sitting empty, and his older brother, who makes music, moved to like Vancouver. So I was like, bro, like, what if we use this empty space? Because before that, we were just like freestyling on YouTube beats. Like, we would just kick it in his basement, you know, kind of chill. And and then we just started making music. He was producing beats. I hopped on the mic. And then ever since then, we've been just cooking it up. So it's been fun.
Nice. Yeah. And that studio where like you and Fleet were working out of, is that in the Fraser Valley as well? Or
it's actually in Fleetwood. So his name's Fleet and he lives in Fleetwood. So yeah, so we were cooking it up over there in Surrey. So it's been fun. So it's been like 1-2 times a week, I'd say. So now we have like a little faster process where I'll record the vocals at home, mix them, send them over to him. But it used to be a little longer, as in like we would do all the production there. But I feel like it's sped it up for both of us, and me just sending the vocals over to him. But no, I've had a lot of fun, and like he's a homie for real. So we've had a lot of fun making music together, and we build off each other's ideas. Like I'll bring an idea and be like, okay, like I know how to work off that. Or like he'll have an idea, I'd be like, okay, I can add to that. So we work really well together, and yeah, it's definitely a homie.
So you've been working with him probably from back in like February 2024, I guess.
Yes, that is correct. That's kind of like when we started, and we were both like learning, like he was learning how to make beats. And then over the past 6 months, I would say I'm starting to learn like music production as well to speed up the process of all of this. But
still staying tight with like who you grew up with, like
Absolutely.
Who you came up with and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Because we work really well together. So we keep that bond close, and yeah, for sure. It's been fun.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you for coming by today once again. What I was wondering is, you know, you kind of work in kind of melodic R&B and like melodic hip hop and everything primarily. What I'm wondering is like what kind of, you know, music or like other artists and stuff kind of inspire your sound when you're kind of, you know, stepping into the booth to like, you know, write or record, or even as well, like, you know, trying your hand in production a little bit alongside of your long-term, you know, partner Fleet. Like, yeah, what kind of leads you to, who inspires you to make music?
For sure. I would say number one is God. Like Jesus has really helped me with, you know, just songwriting. I always pray before my songs, like, hey, like lead me in how I can, you know, captivate the audience and really get these lyrics to speak to people. But, you know, aside from that important relationship with God, I would say I grew up listening to a lot of different music. Like I grew up in the church, gospel music, and then that's all throughout my life. And then as I got older, it was like Coldplay and then like indie rock bands, you know, that's got like the Vancouver vibe. Jaden Smith, and I would say like the main two are probably like Don Toliver and Travis Scott. Like those guys really put on a new wave for like the young bucks out there. Like I remember listening to that music for the first time. I was like, dang, like these guys are really on another wave. So I really got into the melodic, I feel like, side of music because of that. But I would say like I really rock with their music, but it's not like all the lyrics I rock with. Like if you listen to my music, it's very clean cut.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
It's not that I'm like trying to target the younger generation. Like, oh, I want these type of people to listen to my music. I feel like it's for everybody. And a lot of like hip hop music nowadays, it's like, oh, popping these pills or doing this or linking up with these women. It's like, so I feel like, you know, me keeping a clean cut standard with my music, it's important for the younger generation. And yeah.
Well, you just try to be genuine to yourself, right? Like you probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but like you don't really live that lifestyle probably
for sure,
of like,
absolutely.
you know, addiction and like, you know, going out to like parties and such like that.
Yeah.
So you're trying to be more honest and forthright with what you're writing. Like, am I on the right page or like?
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, what other kind of like realms and stuff, realms is weird to say it, but like what else, what other things kind of inspire you, I guess, when writing a lot of music? Like take like this Palm Canyon Drive one here, or like other like tracks that you've released recently.
Yeah. You know what, like D&D Stroll, that had like kind of like a locked in mindset. Like I really spent one summer just locked in my room learning music production and everything. And I feel like that's what it really came down to. And then like, for example, like Palm Canyon Drive, like I've took a lot of trips out there. So that's like kind of my second home. Friday Night Alone, speaking on that song, that was like dating back to like grade 8 or 7. And I remember I got home from school on like a Friday night, and this is actually my latest release. We've been playing it. And I got home on a school night, had nothing to do, just chilling in my room on my phone. And there was this girl I had a crush on, and I checked her story, and she's out with another dude. I was like, oh, like everybody knows that feeling. Like a lot of like young kids, like they've had that experience before where it's like, dang, like this girl's really out with another dude right now, and they just checked their story. And I feel like that's kind of where like the root of that song comes from, and that feeling, like it's just like, oh, like someone just hit your heart. And the lyrics speak for themselves. Like those lyrics really just speak to people. And I had a lot of people reaching out. That one and Sick of Your Love, where people were like, oh my goodness, like these lyrics are hitting so hard. Like you have no idea how much these lyrics speak to me. I just broke up. I'm like, dang, I'm like, that's crazy. So yeah, really just like bringing out the root of those lyrics from me in my past. People just connect with that. So yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Friday Night Alone, maybe we can give a listen to that one.
Come on,
and then
let's do it.
All right, cool. Well, here's another one from Lil CJ. And did Fleet produce this one as well? Or?
He did, absolutely.
All right. Well, let's take a listen to Friday Night Alone, coming to you from Lil CJ with Fleet, and then we'll come back to our interview after this.
Yes,
Here we go. Alrighty, well, welcome back everybody to The Block with Bryson Worden. Just came out of Lil CJ's track Friday Night Alone.
Yes, sir.
And you were saying leading into this one again that you were just inspired by like kind of seeing, someone that you were interested in, wanting a relationship with, and you saw that, they were with somebody else on like Instagram and kind of spending that, time kind of by yourself and everything, and that heartbreak sort of feeling, and you kind of got a lot of response from like all over the world or something as well.
Yes, that's right. Oh man, TikTok is a wonderful thing. Like honestly, the promotion, you just be reaching like the most random people. Like if you're an artist, you need to start promoting on TikTok. It's crazy. So yeah, I was just like getting DMs from random people, and they were like, oh my goodness, like I just broke up with my girl last week. Like these lyrics speak so hard. I was like, wow. So it's cool. Like the people you can reach, and I feel like connecting with the fans is so important, especially in like the comment section, or if they DM you, like don't just ghost them, like engage with the fans, like because that you're gonna start like building a little fan base all over the place. So
well, it leads to that genuine feeling, right? Like people, I feel like now like before with music and everything, before social media, like it was just kind of the artist is very removed from the person, and like you still have that, right? Like I'm not best friends with like looking down here at like people that I've listened to recently, like Bad Bunny and stuff. Like I'm not like, yeah, I saw you at the Super Bowl, dude, that was awesome. But like nowadays, like with smaller artists, you form that genuine connection, and like it's important that like the artist is interacting a little bit too, right? So
for sure.
Do you find that you're kind of doing that with like people that reach out to you, like saying, hey, I really like your stuff? You kind of do that interaction? Or?
Absolutely. Like when I was younger, like I would comment on like semi-big artists, and some would respond. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's an amazing feeling. Like, and I'm like, man, I remember that feeling. So if I can do that with my audience, like I feel like that's so important. So yeah, I definitely try to reply to like every single comment on all my posts, and I feel like that's so important to just engage with your fans and build that small fan base, especially when you're a small artist. It's so important. Don't just ghost them, like really engage with the fan base. So
nice. Well, speaking of kind of bringing it a little bit to home as well, you living in BC and like the Fraser Valley as well, I was wondering like how does like BC and like your surroundings also kind of influence your sound? Because you talked about again like growing up in church and stuff, and like gospel allowing that to kind of have an influence, and then now today with like music you listen to like Travis Scott and Don Toliver and like their kind of stylings and stuff like being able to influence. But what about kind of like when you're going to university like UFV, like does it like does that have an influence on kind of the sound you're making and such? Or?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like even like driving here, like the number one thing is, man, the mountains. Like the mountains in BC, man, those inspire me so much. Like just looking at the mountains there, like I look at Golden Years, like every day driving here, and just to Vancouver, like the mountains literally all the way there are just in a wave shape, and like that's really like the sound me and Fleet are trying to bring to the music. Like the music scene in Vancouver, we really want it to just sound melodic, wavy, and I feel like that's where it's coming from. These mountains that we look at every day, like it just brings a whole nother vibe. And like all these other states, provinces, like it's not like everybody has that wavy shape, so we were like, man, we gotta like bring that up in Vancouver and start this new wave. So
yeah, it's literally creating a waveform, right?
Exactly.
Like I'm looking at kind of our recording and stuff, and you kind of see those like peaks and valleys and stuff as well.
Yeah,
You also got like the ocean, you know, so that kind of leads to like waves and stuff too.
For sure. Yeah, and like even on like the new album that we're gonna have in a couple months, I was talking about earlier. Yeah, that'll be exciting. We're working on that right now. It should be out in like 2 to 3 months. We're just mixing and mastering a few songs. But yeah, like with that album, there's like the first couple songs. Oh man, when you listen to those, you're just gonna be like it just sounds like you're kind of like floating. Basically, it's like it's a whole nother wave of melodic. So we're really excited to put that out. And yeah, it's definitely been like Vancouver inspired with just like the mountains around us and everything. So yeah.
Do you have a name for the album or?
You know what? We're working on it. We have a couple to pick from. So. We're wondering if we should go with the long one or the short one, but we're still debating, so we'll see.
But maybe in like 2 months or so, we'll hear something, a whole big project. Is Fleet going to be the producer throughout that, or are you going to take a hand at producing as well a little bit?
Yes, this is a collab album with him. I've started to produce and like mix and master my own songs, and that's like really been important for me as, you know, an artist. I want to learn those things and like create my own sound. And one of the songs on the album I mixed myself. But everything else, Josh mixed. He did the producing. He mastered like half of the album, but we actually have an engineer as well. Shout out Moses. He's been doing that production. So we basically just send off some of the songs. He's done Palm Canyon Drive, Friday Night Alone, and then there's a few others that he's actually mixing right now as we speak. So we're getting those back soon. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, again, that kind of my last question, almost last question there was again, like, you know, potentially like a new album. Can we expect like any more singles and stuff from the record coming out soon?
Yes. You know what? For the album, we might be releasing like a pre-release one, but the next song that I'm actually going to release is in a couple weeks or a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And that I've actually like self-produced, self-mixed, mastered, everything. And I'm just tuning it up at home and uploading it soon. I've already shot the music video downtown and everything. So that's coming in a couple weeks. That will probably be the song we release before the album. And then we're just going to throw the whole 11 to 12 song album on Spotify. And then hopefully have an album release show downtown. So rent out a venue, get some openers. So it'll be fun. Yeah.
Well, I'll be sure to mention it on here as well when that happens.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. You heard it here first. New record from Lil CJ as well, coming out in about like 2 months or so, and expect some new music. But that said, as we're kind of coming to the close here, first, is there anything else that you want to mention before ending off here? Or?
Oh, man. I really enjoyed the process. You know, the last, I would say 6 months, it's been a lot of late nights, early mornings, bloodshot eyes, purple eyelids, like just staying up late. But I'm so invested in this music stuff that I really want to go far with it. And I feel like God has used me in such an amazing way through, you know, the lyrics and the production and just, and I'm just going to do it to honor him. And I feel like it's just so important. And I'm excited to see what we got going on in 2026. And, yeah, let's do it. Come on.
All right. Yeah, no, good words and stuff too. So yeah, all right. And then last thing I'm wondering is, do you have one song that maybe you want to, you know, close out for today? Anything you want to play? It can be one of yours, somebody else's.
What have we played so far? D&D, Friday Night Alone.
I think we did Friday Night Alone and Palm Canyon so far.
Okay, let's close it off with D&D Stroll. That's like one of my favorite songs. So that one's gonna be on the album too. So
there we go. Yeah, okay.
D&D Stroll. That's got the melodic Vancouver wave. So let's run it.
Well, thank you once again, Lil CJ, for stopping by Civl Radio here, 101.7 and 92.3. We'll be looking forward to that new record coming out in about like 2 months or so.
Come on.
And yeah, we'll see you around. UFV and such as well.
Appreciate
it. Here is D&D Stroll from Lil CJ and Fleet. And we'll see you after this with some events and information going on in the Fraser Valley as well. Here we go.